All right, hey, Scrap Room group. It's Christine, and I don't usually join you on a weeknight, but as I mentioned earlier, I am doing a live show for Michael's tomorrow, and we have a new internet setup, so I wanted to test it out with some familiar people, just make sure that it works. So I thought, well, let's get a layout done tonight. So I am going to play with the Pink Fresh Studio page kit from the Flavors of the Month kit this month. This is a really just gorgeous page kit. You can see it's got fall tones to it, but it's not traditional colors really. It's not the bright, vibrant fall colors. So I did a little work ahead of time to get started. I'm going to use the white cardstock for my base, and then I'm going to use a 9-inch circle. This is one of the patterned papers in there. I love the ombre effect of it. It never fails. I totally love Pink Fresh Studios papers every single time I see them. The only tricky part for me is I often struggle figuring out how to use them. And part of that is because I just think I like them too much. Okay, so I'm going to add that on there, and then I cut apart this peach paper, and I'm going to layer it at kind of an angle, using the circle as a part of my background. So I really, as I looked at the papers, I really wanted to use this one. So I knew I needed to work that one in there somehow. And I hemmed and hawed for quite a while trying to figure out how. I also knew that I wanted to make this a boy layout so that you could see how you can use this collection for a boy. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to just put that beautiful floral leaf piece right there at an angle, and then I'm going to put my pictures on straight. You can see I mounted my pictures on the same patterned paper, just on the other side of it, and then I also matted them in white. Every other paper in this collection, these pictures look terrible up against, but they looked really great against this peach color. So that was the route I went. And I may end up deciding to pop this up, but for now I'm going to just put it down flat. And make sure I got it on there straight. Okay, looks good. Okay, so I've got that on there. This is going to end up being a very simple, fast layout in the end. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to have a little bit more going on back here. So I'm going to pull out the other white cardstock, and I'm going to pull out a leaf punch and punch out a whole bunch of leaves. I am not a real big mixed media person, so changing up my background with mixed media is a rarity. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to change up the background a little bit, but without the mixed media. And I probably punched out way too much there. But I'm going to just tuck some of these leaves in behind all over the place and just create some texture on the white background without having to add too much and without having to go to my cutting machine and do anything. It's just a really simple, easy way to add some interest and not have to do a lot of extra work, making use of tools that you already have on hand, using the cardstock that we already have from the kit. And it just makes it have a lot more texture. It takes it to another level, I guess is the best way to say it. Makes it a little more interesting. As well, we love white. It can be a little stark, right? So sometimes we need a little bit of extra in there. So it would also look really cool with vellum. if you happen to have vellum on hand. Especially, I might not like it as much vellum with a boy one, but with a girl one, I think it would look, or a family one, would look really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just do all the way, and then I will trim off the excess, because I don't want to look like I'm outlining the circle too much. But if you like that look, then have at it for yourself. Okay, so then I will just go and trim up my edges. One thing I didn't think about, I'm taking people away from the This Is Us season premiere. I saw that was coming on tonight. Hopefully, if you are a fan, you've got it on DVR and you will still be able to catch it, because I was not trying to steal anybody's excitement for the evening. Okay, and I'm gonna add just one more down here. So you can see that just adds some interesting texture, changes up the look of just a straight up white background completely. Okay, and it really looks kind of like you added a overlay from a cutting machine. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a title piece, and I didn't have anything that I loved from the page kit. So I'm going to pull from my ScrapRoom drawer, which is where I stick all my extra embellishments when I get done with them on a page kit. And I use those, then I go back, because you know, a lot of times she'll have like so many things you could use for a title. So I just save those for another day. So this one, I'm pretty sure this one's like a year old at least. And I'm going to just add the word awesome on there. And this is a gold foil one. Just add it right on there, on the bottom, where my pictures are. Now there are also some stars that were left over on this sticker sheet, so I'll probably go ahead and add those in a moment. Now I did pull out the embellishments, and there's some flowers, but there's also some leaves, and there's some enamel dots. There's some different words. There's some chipboard, and this one, I love this, feels good. Perfect. Matches his shirt, so we will use that. And then I'm gonna, let me just look over these words here real quick. Yeah, none of those are jumping out at me, so I'm gonna set that to the side for now. Just gonna add a little bit of embellishing here. Not a ton, because I just don't think it needs a ton, and we're going for clean and simple. So I'm gonna just add in a few, but I do want to pop some of them up. So I'm gonna grab some foam adhesives so that these will have a little bit of dimension. And that will be perfect right there. Okay, so I've got one area for a cluster going there. Determine what my next area is going to be. Yep, I think that'll be good right there. Kind of blends in a little bit with the pattern paper, but that's okay. Okay. So let's just add this, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it under so that it will pop a little bit more. And then this is going to be a pain to adhere. So let me find some better adhesive for that. Maybe see if I can get some glue out of this thing. One of my favorite things to do with these page kits when they come is to look at them and try and figure out something unique and unexpected that I can do with them. Whether it's turning it into a boy layout or it's cutting up this page or that kind of thing. I always look at like, what can I do with this that would be different than is obvious? And that's just kind of the way my brain works. Is there a creative twist I can put onto things? And sometimes it comes easily, other times it's kind of a nightmare to think that way. But that is my approach when these things come in the mail each month. Not sure I want to even go with anything at the top there. See, I don't love, what I'm not loving about these is the white around them, because I don't have it anywhere else. I feel like it doesn't quite look right. So I'm going to actually skip those. And I am going to pull back out these stars. But you can't go wrong with stars and little boys. And it is definitely going to be a nice, clean and simple layout. But with that added in layer of leaves, it makes it a little more technically difficult. All right, so I think that's pretty much a wrap. That has to be kind of a record. I was prepared ahead of time, but 14 minutes for a layout, not too shabby. So thank you so much for letting me test out my internet, and we will see you in the next few days. We'll have the new kits coming out. So I guess, what, 5 more days, Sunday, and then a whole new round of videos. But keep your eye out for more ideas for using this month's kits, and we will see you again next time.